What's up guys, welcome back to another one of these little week in the life vlogs. I think I said in the last one, I pretty much am making these for me at this point. I just think it's going to be cool, you know, in 5-10 years to be able to go back and look at the progression of the channel and the business over, you know, a video each quarter sort of thing. I thought it'd be pretty cool. So anyway, week in the life, and we're starting it on a Wednesday because I've been extremely ill. So we're starting it on a Wednesday, we're going to follow through to next Wednesday. So anyway, it's a speedway car we just tuned. We've been doing a little bit of speedway stuff lately now, actually. Yeah, getting into speedway cars a little bit. And how nice is this thing? So I got a tune on this thing. It was meant to be this week. Probably won't happen until next week now, but that's all right. But this belongs to a mate of mine, Cody. Beautiful Supra. So this is factory turbo. So V161, 2JZ non-VVTi. This thing will be a bit of a weapon. Keen to get this thing on the rollers, but anyway, not today. Is that a Supra? More than you can afford, pal. Alright, get this big girl on the dyno, on the rollers. Bit of a story behind this one. You'll see that in the video content though. I'm actually going to make content on this one. So anyway, today's baseline for that one. Alright, so we had problems with the VZ. We need to get parts for it that we don't have. So on the back burner for now for that one. Alright, it's time to actually put the front end of this SS back together. You'll see more on this on the actual content. It's been a pain in the ass, but getting there. Got sorted. Alright, off home. Righto, so just got to go home because I've got to go to a doctor's appointment today. And I'm just going to duck home and get ready for that because I can do that now because I live hella close. Actually, first I'm going to get rid of this heater. So I've been trying to sort of start to clean up around here a little bit. So Dad's been cleaning up a fair bit. I'm going to be putting in a bit of a day this Saturday. Just moving some stuff around, cleaning up a bit, setting the place up a bit better. All right, and out the gate, 12:45. Let's go. So being sick has definitely sucked ass, but it's, as they say, you know, if you don't pick your days to rest, your body will pick for you, and that's pretty much what's ended up happening. So, yeah, it sucked, but it's been nice to have like a little bit of a break from everything. So I had a bit of a break from YouTube, had a bit of a break from work. Not only that, is like because I've been sick, well, my kidneys have been bad. I've been off the booze, I've been off sugar, pretty much off everything, off coffee. So it's been like a complete detox, complete break from everything, which has been really good. Because for the past probably 12 months, it's just been all work, no breaks, no play, nothing, just working. So it's good. It's allowed me to think a fair bit about content, where I want to go with everything, what I want to be doing, and you know, pretty much a lot of it is just sort of have a bit more balance. Probably stop making so much content. I think try and focus a lot more on the quality, which I've said about before. But the only way I'm going to do it is to stop actually making so much content of so much stuff that comes through the shop. So I'm really going to start cutting that down. Things like that Supra, tunes like that. You know, I'm going to start making just like really short videos, probably not even really talk about it much, just show off the car, show off the tune, you know, a dyno run, you know, cool, that's what it is. I might even do just one that includes all of the cars for the week or something, you know, something short like that, rather than making content of every car that comes through. It's getting monotonous, it's getting boring. I no longer really enjoy making that content, and there's nothing really of value to the viewer either. Like it's not really entertaining. It's no longer really that educational because a lot of it's just repetitive. And it's not really inspirational or anything. So, you know, I'm looking at it at the moment as I've got to make content that offers some value to the viewer. It's got to either be entertaining or educational or motivational or all three or one of each, you know, sort of thing. So that's where I'm getting at the moment. So that will obviously free up a lot more time for me to make better content for the stuff I do want to make. And the biggest thing at the moment is just free up time to do more free time stuff. I need to get back to spending time with the family, doing stuff on the weekends and having a bit of fun rather than just working all the time. But anyway, we'll get there. And I'm driving in my gate. What do we got? What's the time? Woo! 12:48. That's a far cry from an hour and a half commute, isn't it? Yeah, not bad. So this move has like dramatically changed my life, but unfortunately since I moved just before Christmas, we have not really had much time to really settle in and get into, I suppose, a bit of our routine. You know, we had Christmas straight away. We were down the coast the whole time. We've had just up and down, like down the coast pretty much every week since we moved. The missus was meant to have an operation, which ended up getting postponed. Now that's on, early in February. So the move's been good, but I don't think we're going to be sort of settled and really into our routine and taking full advantage of stuff until sort of mid-February by the way things are going. But anyway, it is what it is. At least we're getting a lot more done. How are you, mate? You lost? All right, all done at the doctor's. It's not over yet. That doctor, yeah, I'm not, yeah, I won't go into detail at the moment, but been trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with me for a while. And a lot of the hospital and the ambos that I had to call the other day were both like it's an infection, and then this doctor reckons it's definitely not an infection. So more ultrasounds and tests and stuff got to happen. So it's not over, but anyway, regardless, I can go back to work now. It's been a long day of achieving not much. All right, home again. Big day of not a lot. Anyway, you get that sometimes. Another thing we're working towards at the moment is sort of a bit of a business restructure as well. I won't go into detail about that because it's pretty boring, but we're hoping a bit of a restructure of the way the business is sort of set out legally. Should hopefully give us a bit more structure and make it a bit easier for us to do what we do, hopefully. Just trying to get to a point where we're, a bit more structured. We actually have work hours and it's not just all the time work. I really need an office. Alrighty, it's just after lunch. I just got to quickly shoot over to work because the guy who owns the Speedway car is picking it up. So they're a bit early, but anyway, shoot over there and do that, and then I'll come back and have some lunch. So while I was doing stuff this morning at home, Rex went for a run into local town to do a bit of a parts run and tool run. Got some new toys. Look at that, upgrades, people, upgrades. Much more compact than the old Ryobi dinosaur we've got. It's going to be nice. It's going to be cool. Also got new little 3/8 ratchet, 72 tooth, because the ones we have piss us off, so yeah, that's going to be cool. New 10mm socket. Exactly. Can't leave a tool shop without a 10mm socket.
That's an 11. It's an 11mm.
Oh, 11mm.
The one that we were missing.
Ah, all right. Also got this like impact bar. Power bar, so this is for doing the real fun harmonic balancer bolts on J's and stuff like that. Good fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Me too. It's gonna be nice. Pew 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 pew
pew pew pew. Lasers.
Laser beam. All right, gonna do a bit of a waste oil run as well. Bit of domestic stuff around the shed today. Well, we do a few things. Probably picked a terrible week to be doing one of these. There's probably not going to be a lot going on because I'm so freaking sick. Anyway, have it nonetheless. We're actually at the moment working towards doing a big sort of remodel of the space. I've always talked about how we always want to expand here and build more shed space and stuff like that, which still is going to happen one way or another. But the other thing I always say to you guys is that we definitely have the room here. It's just that because of the way the business came about, we never had this set out to really be functioning as a proper workshop. So the space isn't utilised as effective as it should be or it could be. So at this stage, we're trying to work towards remodeling the space so that we have a more efficient workspace with the room that we have. And that's going to be step one into doing sort of just more turnover, getting more turnover done between the two of us so that we can obviously turn more of a profit. Once we're turning more of a profit, well, then we can start looking at expanding out the back there. So we've pretty much come to terms with the fact that this little area that we built is a bit of like a spray booth panel area to work in, particularly for Dad, because Dad does all the panel work, is just never going to be used as such. We're too busy. There's too much going on all the time. The room's always taken up. So Dad's decided to turn our storage shed. We're going to turn that into the actual panel shed. We're going to trench power in across from the pump and get some water to the shed and get that happening so that we've actually got a panel shed down there. So that's going to all get concreted. We'll finally put the doors on and get that happening. So step one to doing that, we need to get another container and actually have a container for all our crap, like all that personal crap. The container's out the back. One of them's full of paint shop stuff. So obviously once that shed's done, the paint shop stuff will go into that shed. The other one's full of our stock, a lot of our stock, I suppose. So the plan is to get another container that we can fill full of our crap out of that bottom shed, and everything that's ours in this shed, in this workshop, everything that's not being used, for immediate projects or immediately for what we're doing, or our tools or stock. You know, anything that's ours that we're storing is going out. So like so much of this stuff will go out into a container, gearboxes, engines, stuff that we're not using, out of the shed. Out of the shed, you know, have pretty much all of that out the back there will just be gone. Most of the stuff under that will just be out of here. Everything on top of there, that'll be gone. Like so much of this stuff is just, that's all our gearboxes and stuff. Like it's stuff that we're storing that's ours that doesn't need to be in the workspace. So it'll be gone, it'll be going. So with that, we should have that shed pretty much cleaned out, which means we can start concreting and putting the doors on and that sort of thing. Not only that, but we'll have created heaps more space in our work area, and we're planning on remodeling, I suppose, the workshop. Gonna move this hoist. So basically the plan is to turn this hoist on an angle, pretty much around there somewhere. You know, this door is massive. We've got like a over 5 meter door, so you can get a pretty good swing on a car to back it in and get it onto that hoist if it's on an angle there. And then the plan is to fit another hoist here on an angle, which faces the corner. Same thing, we'll have 2 hoists side by side. It then leaves this area in front of the dyno still clear for us to get cars in and out and into the hoist to the dyno, you know, whatever we need to do. This area is still clear, which is perfect, that's good. And essentially we'll have 2 hoists, which means we can have 2 cars in the workshop being worked on at any point. It means we can store more cars inside, which means we can have more cars on the property, because that's a big thing for us, is making sure customers' cars aren't left out, you know, in the weather for the most part, which we try our best, but it's freaking hard when you've got long waits for machine shop and that sort of thing. And yeah, and then this bay is still pretty much clear for the time being, which is perfect. So that's pretty much our plan for the start for how we're going to increase our throughput of work and our turnover and our profit, which is awesome. And then obviously eventually we're still going to build the sheds out the back, or the big shed out the back, which will have the dyno cell, and we'll move the dyno cell out there for now, and then we'll get this whole bay back. So that's sort of the plan we're working towards at the moment. Hopefully that sort of happens sort of early-ish this year, within the next sort of couple of months, we're hoping. Yeah, that'll make this place a lot nicer, or yeah, we'll get a lot more turnover out of it, which will be good. We really do need a bigger engine room as well, but that'll be for another day. Also really need an office. So as well as putting like a dyno cell out the back when we do out the back shed, the other plan, as I think I told you before, is to do a fab shop out the back as well, which means we get all the metal work out of this shed, which would be freaking awesome, because we'll put another hoist out there in the fab shop, and that gets rid of another whole heap of crap in this shed. You know, by then the welders are gone, the oxy's gone, the spray cabinet will be going down into the panel shed anyway, but you know, the vise and the grinder will be gone, the drill press will be gone. Like, it gets rid of a heap more crap out of here as well. So all of a sudden the workspace, you know, like I always said, it'll be plenty enough room, and we'll be just utilizing it that much better to get things done properly. Anyway, I only came back here to get Josh sorted out with the speedback car, so I'm gonna head back home for lunch now, before I come back here this afternoon. All right, 2 o'clock, had some lunch, sorted some paperwork out. Now it's time to actually head back to work and do some actual work that I have to do before tomorrow, because I've got to go on an adventure. You'll probably notice through this video as well, I haven't really been spending almost any time editing. I'm sort of just enjoying my time away from YouTube at the moment. Like I was saying, it's getting monotonous, the content I'm making. I think it's just, I've been working so hard for like so long. I haven't even watched any YouTube I couldn't even tell you the last time I even watched some of my favorite YouTubers that I used to watch regularly. So, you know, I think I've lost touch a lot with the content and with the platform. And it just feels like I'm working really hard at it, but it's not going anywhere. It feels like I'm wasting my time, sort of thing. So I'm enjoying just a little bit of a break. I'm still filming the builds that are on the way. Like, I'm going to be filming this afternoon. I'm still getting the content, but just having a bit of a time away from editing and the real time consuming side of it. I'm hoping that less time editing, more time spent actually getting the website sorted out, and maybe watching a little bit of my YouTubers that I used to watch and stuff. Hopefully I sort of get that drive back to make better content, whether it be through like I was saying just before yesterday, whether you know, it's got to be content that has value to the viewer, whether it be via information or entertainment. So I feel like that's definitely been lost in the content lately, and I think it's just because I'm so freaking tired all the time. You know, I was doing the daily drive and all the things I've been trying to work at, it's just been work the whole time. I'm just tired and I've lost touch, and I just don't particularly like the content I've been making. I don't even like what I'm making right now. It seems like it's exactly the same right now, but like I said, I'm doing these sort of things for myself to go back and look at, but that's where I'm sort of at with it. Like I said, I'm gonna try a few different things over the next couple of weeks, but for the most part, I'm pretty keen on just having a bit of a break and hopefully coming into YouTube in another couple of weeks, sort of with a bit of a fresh head, and hopefully make some better content. Maybe get some better results. You know, it's pretty frustrating for me because I know that the work we do and like the projects that we have, like the, you know, what we're actually doing is definitely good enough to perform really well on YouTube. From what I watch and, you know, from what I know from other people that are on the platform and that sort of thing, I think we definitely do enough. We definitely do enough oddball cool stuff that the channel has a lot of potential to do really well. I just need to get better at capturing what we're doing, better at producing the content, and better at putting out content that has value to the viewer. And I know that the huge, like this, what we're doing and the platform, we have a lot of potential on it. It's just that I've got to get it sorted out and stop making, you know, monotonous, boring videos that don't really add any value to anybody, because there's not really a lot of info, there's not really any entertainment because it's just me. And you know, I've been working that hard. My personality's been fairly dry. Like, the biggest thing is I need to sort of, I think it helps a lot having more people in the videos and sort of being able to bounce off each other with personality wise and that. Like, the video we made of Turbo and Jake's 80 series did really, really well. And that was like an effortless video to make for me. That was a really fun video. I had a lot of fun. You know, it wasn't so work. And I think it definitely just came through without even meaning to. It came through in the footage. So that's what I need to get back to. That's what I need to strive to. And if it means stopping filming while I'm working, you know, don't film in the workshop, well, then that's what it's going to be. If it means going back to just filming my personal projects and only putting out one video a week, that's what I'll do. But yeah, I'm sick of putting out so much content, putting so much work into so much content, and just feels like I'm smashing my head against a wall. What timing? All right, so plan this afternoon, we've got to get the purple VY in here on the hoist, because you'll see it in the content, but that's taken in any direction, and now we need to get the gearbox out so I can take the gearbox back to the guy who built it in Gympie to get it sort of upgraded. We've also got these heads off the 6 litre over there that's going in GQ Patrol. They've got to go to machine shop as well. I've also got Ken's head there off Ken's 1J, that's got to go machine shop. That was like, this was all stuff that was meant to happen earlier in the week, but I've been too sick, which is a bit of a pain. And we got finally get Todd's head off to the machine shop as well, with his new valves here. So Todd dropped off the new valves. Should have seen that in the video, I think. So we've got some new valves for the 1.5G here to replace the 2 bent ones. So Todd's head and those valves can go down as well, and try and get all this stuff sorted. So a bit of a machine shop run as well, just trying to get a head start, or it was meant to be a jump start on everything way earlier than this. This was meant to be last week. We've also got 3 or 4 bottom ends we've got to get to the other machine shop in Brisbane, which also needs to happen ASAP, mainly Ken's. Ken's is #1 priority, trying to get this thing ready for Rocky Nuts for Ken. So that's going to be highest priority when we drop that off, but hopefully get that like early next week. Get the heads down, get the heads and stuff down tomorrow, and then get that down to other machine shop early next week, which hopefully we'll be picking up the 1FZ for the 80 series as well, and try and get that knocked over too, because that's been a long wait as well. So like, it's things like that turboed 1FZ 80 series Land Cruiser. I know for a fact that that is very interesting content for most. I know for a fact that that is content that has the potential to do very well on YouTube as far as performance. So I need to, you know, figure out how to capture the content and produce a video that will match what we're doing, and hopefully sort of keep propelling us forward. Because at the moment, yeah, like I said, it's like hitting my head against the wall. I'm putting in so much time. You know, the website was meant to be, I was meant to put way more work into the website between now and when it launched, and I haven't managed to really add anything. I have so much work to do to the website. It always gets pushed back because I always edit instead. You know, even just office duties for On-Song Performance, they always get put off because I'm editing. You know, family always comes, you know, everyone suffers, and it's just going nowhere. So I need to sort it out so that it's less time input and more results. All right, that was less painful than it could have been, but get the box out and I'll take that down to Gympie in the morning. How's that for difference?
Yeah, even just the size of the head.
Yeah, crazy how much better it is being so much more compact.
Oh, yes.
Just not having this big dumb foot on it is the biggest thing. Very impressive. Nice. All right, just chuck it in the ute, eh? Heaps of space back there. Need that for a dumb decision I've made as well. We really got to get that sorted ASAP, because this sucks. just come to hang out. Bought me a delivery. Finally some more NZ wiring trigger kits to those who have been waiting. Swinging, buddy. Huh?
Having a swing.
Having a swing.
Huh?
Loves his swing.
Ready, set, woo!
What do you reckon, buddy? Huh? Can you see yourself? You definitely know. Another day. Going on a big driving adventure. So first things first, I got to get the engine loom off the Barra and send that down to Sam because he actually does need it to modify. All right, that sucked. Anyway, got a few packages to send off today. All right, got that all sent off. Man, being sick sucks ass. I was meant to put in another weekend on the VS. The weekend just gone, but was too sick. Falling behind in work, it sucks. Anyway, got to quickly pay a few invoices and then shoot out to Gympie. Go drop off this box is the first stop. All right, first stop down. Got the box for Lunatic. Quick stop at Macca's for a bite to eat for some lunch. Then head back down Sunny Coast, go to the machine shop, drop these heads off. Another one of the main things that I was going on the coast today was because I was meant to have an ultrasound on my kidneys. Because when I went to the doctor on Wednesday, the doctor was like, nah, I don't think it's an infection at all. And I never thought it was an infection, how rapidly onset it was when I got real sick. But anyway, long story short, they can't fit me in for an ultrasound till next week, so still got to go get all this stuff to the machine shop anyway. It needs to get there ASAP, so I'm going to have to go back to the coast next week. Alright, so this is what happens when I'm sick in bed. End up with an SR. Yep. Alrighty guys, it's 3:30. We've just stopped at Woolies, grabbed some nappies and stuff. Dad life. It's hard to get big bulk packs of nappies out where we are, so did get all the heads to East Coast Engines Centre there at Nambour. Those boys always helping us out with heads and stuff, so they're all there at the machine shop ready to go. So hopefully grab them next week. And the SR is a funny story. So my mate Cody, he just needed it gone. He asked me if I wanted to buy it. Originally I said no, because I've got to stop buying work for myself. I struggle at the moment with time. But I did have this idea of whacking that SR in the Pulsar. It's already cammed. It's got big cams in it. It's just NA. It came out of his. He had an N14 with that motor in it, and it actually went really, really well. So I don't know. I had this idea of just whacking some head studs and putting it in the blue turd and just doing a big old dirty turbo with a bonnet exit or something and just having a bit of fun. But it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I don't have time to do it, so I said no. But he really needed it gone because he's got to move house, so he pretty much just about gave it to me. So yeah. Just sort of fell in my lap, so I got this SR now. Who would have ever thought that I would own a dirty SR? So anyway, we'll see what happens of it. I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it. That's the idea at the moment. Maybe get it in the Pulsar if I ever get time and motivation to do that. If not, worst cases, I'll just sell it for him and pretty much we'll split the money or something like that. We'll figure something out, but we'll sort it out one way or the other. But anyway, I've nearly done my big lap. Now I'm ready to just cruise home. So hopefully home before 6. What a freaking day. My arm's so sunburned as well. It's a shit lap because I had to drive like northeast in the morning. So I was copping the sun through this window in the morning because this car's got no AC and not tinted windows. So I was copping the sun all morning, driving northwest to Gympie, and then having to drive south from Gympie after midday. I'm copping the sun from the west as I'm heading south. And so this arm is just like going to be, yeah, you can see it there. It's just sunburned as heck. So not much fun. But anyway, I'll cruise home now. It's Friday cruise. Go home and have a good sleep. At least I'm actually feeling all right today. That's good. Getting the SR in here with Cody's steep freaking driveway as well sucked ass. That sucked anus. But I am happy though because originally he didn't finish work till 5, so I was gonna have to wait around the coast till 5 o'clock to go get it. But he actually finished early, so he managed to get it early, which means I get to be home early, which is, great. It's really good. And I'm back. 5:15. What a freaking day. What do you reckon, eh? Blue turd, SR, turbo. So how sick is this? Matt from Nightworks Drifting. You might have remembered I tuned his other 180 and his 1J FC RX7, and his other 180 was a 1.5J. So he's just built this. He's built himself a new Still 80. And yeah, so this is here. He dropped this off today while I was out. Pretty sick. 2JZ VVTI. 2JZ, I should say. Don't want to make anyone mad, but yeah, VVTI 2J. It's a TR6060 that I sold him. So This thing's sick. Very cool. I'm excited to see this thing finished and painted and stuff. Pretty sure he's built this to be like his new street car. Got a S15 dash and stuff in here. Pretty cool. I like it. So anyway, that's 180 and the Supra were both meant to be done this week. Obviously before I got sick, but we'll just see how we go. I might start on the Supra tomorrow, which is Saturday. I don't know, the neighbour Nelson is home at the moment, so probably won't make any noise tomorrow. So it'll probably be a Monday job, start on the Supra. And just have to get them both done next week. Both of those and the white tunnel were meant to be done this week, but it's not worked out that way because of how sick I've been. All right, home sweet home. Oh, wrong side. 6:15. Freaking wrecked. Not gonna do much tonight. Graphics, buddy, huh? Having some graphics? Space dinos? Alright, here for a bit of Saturday work. Fallen too far behind, being too sick, gonna have to work. Not that we don't work most Saturdays, but anyway. Anyway, we noticed yesterday that our neighbour's home. So while he's home, particularly going on weekends and stuff, we try and stay fairly quiet because he's not home that often, so. No dyno in today. So the plan today is now going to be, we'll get this out and get the white tonner in here, and we're just going to start on it. We had some problems running it up the other day, which we're pretty sure was because of no intake air temp sensor. So the ECU was thinking that the air was very, very dense. But at the end of the day, it's only just been converted to the VZ PCM and stuff like that. And the tune in it is just a tune that Rex flashed in it so it would run. So it's not particularly a big deal for us to run it up. It's not really a very accurate representation anyway, because it's not a car that's running driving registered at the moment anyway. So rather than keep falling behind trying to wait for days where we can dyno it and sort out what's going on, we just decided we'd use today to do that because it's quiet work and it needs to be done. And yeah, then we'll sort it out after it's all installed. But anyway, you'll see that in the video of that. Gotta find somewhere to put this dumb SR as well. Another thing that I've been thinking about, which I haven't sort of spoken to you guys about yet, is, which I'll probably do another video addressing this whole situation, but I'm actually thinking about doing a complete sort of name change for the channel. You know, the name for the channel I've always said was pretty much just a name due to lack of a better idea. It's one of those things where I just was sitting on content. I wanted to release content, but I didn't have a name for the channel. I couldn't think of a name for the channel, and it was sort of the only thing, well, the first thing that came to mind, which sort of was okay and no one else had it. And, you know, if you Googled it, nothing else would come up. But that being said, you know, it's at the time I didn't care. I've never been that fussed because I've always thought, you know, the channel will make the name doesn't make the channel. But the further we get along, the more I'm starting to realize that, you know, it's really hard to market the name. No one really knows what it means. Well, no, it doesn't really have much of a meaning really, but, you know, it sounds weird. It's just not a very good name. It doesn't look good on a shirt or anything. Like it's not a very good brand as far as trying to get, you know, a nice looking name. So I've got an idea of what I would change it to, which I reckon would be a much better marketable brand, and you know, wouldn't be so complicated and long. So what do you guys think? I want you to, yeah, would it be worth going down the road of just doing a name change and a brand change? Or do we just leave it as it is? It's just that, you know, Leprechaun Laboratory is like long. I think a lot of people can't even spell it, and most people have no idea what you're talking about when you start talking about it. So, and then Lep Labs is the abbreviation, which is all well and good, but that sounds even more stupid and has no real meaning. You know, I'm not really that attached to the name. Like I said, it was literally just because I needed a name. So I'd be happy to change the name and sort of make a more manageable or marketable brand out of it. But what do you guys think? What do you reckon? I feel like, you know, as much as it's annoying at any point to change the name, it's going to be easier sooner rather than later. You know, the bigger the channel gets, the harder it's going to be to sort of change the name and the brand. So I don't know. I'm thinking about after this little break that I'm having, get my head fresh and figure out exactly what sort of content I want to make again, and try and get back into it with a bit more passion. Thinking about coming back into it with like a fresh name, fresh brand to market, and you know, hopefully do a bit better with the channel. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it is a pretty good idea. The new name I've got, I don't want to give it away because I want to steal it. So if I do it, I'm just going to change it. But it's pretty short. You know, it's only 2 syllables. no one else has really done it. It's very obviously car, and like, you know, car related name. And I reckon it'd look good on shirts with logos and stuff like that. I'd probably keep the same color schemes and maybe even a similar sort of font-ish, just to try and, you know, keep a little bit of Let Labs going. And I'd still allow people to buy Let Labs t-shirts and stuff so that we, you know, remember where we come from. But the other thing I always talk about as well is when I started the channel, it was never actually meant to be just cars. You know, back when I started this channel was when I was still hoping to get back into riding before I found out my arm was broken again. I was hoping to do a lot more stuff than just cars on the channel, but obviously since then it's pretty much turned into just cars because it's what I really like to do. And so yeah, all of a sudden the Leprechaun Laboratory just seems like a overly long, complicated, unbrandable, not very good looking name. And I reckon we'd probably do a bit better if we had this new, more marketable, nicer name that had actually a fair bit more to do with our content. So let me know what you think. Oh, this is exciting. This seat's actually on an adjustable rail. Every other one of Matt's cars, the seat's solid mounted, which has always made it really hard for me to get into them. Also, all of them except for this one have had full cages. So it's been like solid mounted seat, too far forward, plus a cage for me to work around, which has been a real pain. But this thing, seat's adjustable, no cage. This is gonna be a dream. I won't know myself tuning this thing. Yeah, home for lunch. Yeah. Yeah. Showing off your big teeth, buddy. He's back. Hey, mate.
Majestic.
Look at that. There's some bacon. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Looking good. All right, back to it. Back to work. Start our juicy upgrades for this thing. Also had just before lunch, old Daniel drop off a few things for a spicy R31 build we got coming up. So this will be a good one to get into. So we got these heads on the LS out there. Getting it. Not a bad day. Got this thing just about fingered. Just got to get the covers back on. Rex is going to do that tomorrow and get it back in the car. But tomorrow's Sunday, so I'm not going to work. Yeah, not a bad day. Got a bit done, which is nice. Hey, bit of a family day, buddy. Gonna go hang out. Go look at the water. Right, so heading out with the day with the family for Sunday. Trying to do, like, now that we're sort of settled in here and things have calmed down a little bit, trying to do like at least just a half day Saturday and at least spend a whole day Sunday with the family. A bit more time away from cars every now and then.
Sounds good.
Yummy boy. Yummy chicken. Oh no, nice little family day out. Hey buddy, yeah, we had a good day, didn't we? Alright, Monday. Let's go another week. Rex got this all back together and running yesterday while I was having a day with the family, so this thing's pretty much ready to go. Sounds awesome. Keen to see what we do with this, and we've just got to order our OTR from VCM.
Oh yeah.
Got to order that.
Yeah, better order that.
Yeah, better do that.
Better do that.
All right, get this puppy tuned, see what results we get out of that. That'll be exciting. Also had this morning, bloke drop off this R32. So, fairly standard R32, just RB20. Yeah, pretty stock, just got a Hypergear turbo, and we're putting in some injectors and a fuel pump and a Haltech Elite 2000, I think, and a terminated harness. So, a little bit of wiring, not much. We don't do big wiring jobs. We send them to Sam at Whitey's, but little jobs like that with a terminated harness we can handle. So that's another thing. Yeah, pretty much tune 1, tune 2, tune 3, tune 4 for this week. We've got a Australia Day tomorrow, and on Wednesday I've got to go back down to the coast to have ultrasound. So it's going to be a pretty full on week trying to get all this stuff done. We talked to the owner of this. We are going to order him an OTR, which you'll see in the actual content, but for now, for today, we're just going to tune it without the OTR, obviously, and we just got our resistor pack in for the intake air temp, so we can emulate whatever intake air temp we want with the resistor pack. So, woohoo! I don't know why I take on these jobs. Boy, I really hate it. All right, Utes all done. Got the super on here. Ute had a pretty good result. Not bad. Anyway, get the super underway. All right, home sweet home. So I put out a poll on Instagram about the whole name change idea, and it was overwhelmingly the response was to change the name. There was like 240 votes for yes to change the name against like 70 votes for no. So far, overwhelmingly yes to change the name. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Although if I am seriously thinking about it, I will make a complete video addressing this just for YouTube to get some opinions. But there, let me know what you think. Look at that! I finally edited a video actually. Woo! Looking very spiffy, buddy. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Gonna go pull all the girls.
Yeah.
So it's Australia Day today, and in town they're doing like a bit of a, I don't know, day, like markets and stuff like that. So gonna go check that out, and then this afternoon we've got to go start loading up to take all these engines down to the machine shop. But for the most part of the day, just gonna hang out in town, have some fun, meet some new locals.
Well, he knows too.
He's like, no.
Another one? Yeah, got to give it another one.
At least amount of hits. We'll have Tony going first. Then we'll probably have Richie.
All right, it's Wednesday again. I sort of just totally forgot that I was making this. But anyway, I had a good afternoon yesterday, just at the pub for lunch for Australia Day. Left early afternoon, went home and just chilled at home with the family, which was nice. Left the young single Rex there to have a good time. But anyway, this morning, I've got to go get some more scans and ultrasounds done and stuff on the coast. But I just had to come to the workshop real quick to get ready a few things that Rex has got to take down to the machine shop in Brisbane today. So hopefully he doesn't sleep in too late, and can get to the machine shop today. But yeah, I just got to go down the coast, get some more scans and stuff. I might go get a haircut and things like that, and hopefully go to East Coast Engine Centre, and hopefully some of our heads are ready. So that's the plan, hopefully just a fairly cruisy day. So I'm meant to drink a litre of water over the next hour and then hold it for another hour for my ultrasound, so that's gonna suck ass. If I got time today as well while I'm down there, I wouldn't mind going to see Pecky and talking to him just about some new work shirts, because our work shirts are starting to get pretty sad. They've done pretty well. They've done like 8 months now of just wearing them every day and washing them and putting them through the dryer like every time I wash them, so pretty freaking durable, I reckon. You don't really realize it until you start wearing shirts like every day. It's very different to wearing a shirt like once a week or once every 2 weeks, how quickly they can go. So pretty impressed. But this time around I want to get some polyester shirts with the logo actually embroidered on them instead of just printed regular sort of shirts. So I'll talk to them about how much it's going to cost and what we can do about it. Especially now we've got OSP warehouse up and going, we can put that on the shirts as well. So yeah, that'd be good. And I'm still sitting on this name change, and I'm still thinking it's maybe a good idea. So might make a video and put it out on YouTube and see what everyone on YouTube reckons. But yeah, like I said, overwhelmingly the response on Instagram was to change the name. So it's one of those things, like Lip Labs will still always be part of the journey. It's still always where it started, but and it'll always be remembered as the start. But it's one of those things where I reckon a name that sounds like it was named after an STD is going to limit my ability to market the brand and really be successful. And as much as I would love to say it doesn't really matter, I don't give a shit, because the channel makes the name, which is what I always said. At this point I've got a family and stuff I've got to think about. I sort of am counting on this being successful. I sort of need it to at this point, because it's what I'm doing for a living. So anyway, I'll keep sitting on it. It's one of those things, it's a pretty big decision, so it's not going to be, I'm not going to rush into it or anything. It's going to be well thought out, but we've got a pretty good name figured out. Alright guys, so just had another one of those days where I didn't really film that much, but there wasn't a lot going on. Went to the bank and stuff, got the cut obviously, and did manage to go to the machine shop. Did pick up most of the heads that I took there, just left one 1J head of HODs there because it still needs valves and guides and a few other things, but managed to get everything I dropped there on Friday, so that's good. Anyway, another fairly good cruisy day with the fam. Just gonna hang out and have dinner with mum before I head back tonight, and get back into it tomorrow morning after I go to the doctor. So gotta go back to the doctors in the morning to discuss my results of my ultrasound today, and after that I can get sort of stuck back into work and try and catch up on some of this stuff. All right guys, finally off home, had dinner, Rex did manage to get all that bottom end stuff down to the other machine shop at PLR today, which is good. And they are running their round of line boring tomorrow and the next day, which is awesome, which means we didn't miss it. So it was really important that we got that 1J through this month of the line boring, because we couldn't afford another month to be put off. And given the circumstances of me being sick, you know, I was meant to take it down last week, but that didn't happen. So I'm glad that we didn't miss that. So all in all, it's been a pretty good day as far as getting all this stuff in the car here from the machine shop ready. And then Rex getting those engines down that we needed to get down to that machine shop. And he also picked up the 1FZ for the forged 80 build finally. So that's been like a 2.5 month wait just to get that thing balanced. So actually, it's been longer than that. It's been since the start of November. So yeah, it's been huge. Anyway, time for the long trek home. Let's go, Pulsey. Lucky I got me big bad light bar on this thing. Woo! Home. Righto, so just got done at the doctor. It's Thursday morning now. And yeah, so far so good. Nothing bad on the scan. So different antibiotics and keep on keeping on for now. Heaps of fun. So Mrs. and the young fella actually stayed on the coast last night because she wants to go to some sale. The Big W's happening today or something. So that's why I trucked home last night. Come to the doctor today. It's all good. And now I'm going to go finish off the Supra, is the plan. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I started this last Wednesday, so I think we're over a week now. So it's probably going to be about the end of it. Sorry that it's not a very super exciting week, but I guess they can't all be big weeks. Sometimes they do have weeks like this. But, you know, you can see how much my life has changed from moving out here. It's been awesome not having to do the drive. You know, after a few weeks of being out here not doing that drive, I can honestly say I think the drive was mentally affecting me a lot more than I even thought. And I thought it was affecting me a lot, but you know, after a little while of not having to do 3 hours of driving a day, I feel my head's a lot clearer. I feel like I'm thinking a lot straighter. I feel like I've got a lot more time. You know, I still don't have any spare time, but at least I have more constructive time. That 3 hours a day is now spent doing much more effective things rather than just driving, which is nice. So still obviously trying my hardest to set everything up, get this website off the ground and get everything happening. And you know, with my head sort of being straight, I've been thinking a lot more about the content and the channel as well. You know, with this whole name change and the marketing and everything else. So just generally more just wanting to do more quality rather than quantity as we're going. I'm sort of going away from that whole trying to do 3-4 videos a week when there's just no real value to the content. It seems pointless. I'd rather do one video a week that's doing really well. So that's pretty much where we're at. Obviously at this time of the year, usually every time I do one of these weekend lives, I want to do merch as well. I always wanted to do a merch drop like 4 times a year every time I do one of these videos, but obviously with this idea of changing the name and stuff, I'm not going to go doing any more merch for Lep Labs right now. As I said, even if the name change does come about, Lep Labs is always going to be a big part of it. You know, I'll still sell some Lep Labs merch and stuff like that because it's always going to be where it started. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I feel like it'd be easier to market the channel with a better name. I think the channel will probably do a bit better. I think I would do probably a bit better if I had a better name, honestly, even if nothing else. But anyway, pretty much it sort of sucks though, you know, even moving out here, it's good to not have to do the drive and have my head straight a bit, but it just feels like I haven't caught a break since we moved here. You know, we moved here just before Christmas, then we were back and forth all for Christmas. We've seemed to be back and forth like every week for something or other, for some reason. The missus' parents were there for like 2 weeks after Christmas. So we're back and forth. Like, missus was meant to have that operation. A lot of you who were watching, I was talking about that sort of over Christmas, how we were meant to go back for my missus to have this operation. Queensland Health keeps on postponing that operation. At this stage, it's next week. So, you know, I had me being sick last week, and then this week back and forth trying to get scans and stuff. Even though I'm not that sick, I'm still losing time. Next week I've got to go back to the missus' operation. It just seems like we keep getting stuff thrown, you know, curveballs that keep slowing us down, and we're falling further and further behind, which is really annoying. But anyway, we'll just keep on keeping on. Hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just really looking forward to the day where we can sort of actually settle in a fair bit better and, you know, not have to be back and forth from the coast all the time and actually get caught up on work and do, you know, 9 hours a day and actually come home and relax and sort of thing. You know, I say that, but it'll never happen. There's always more stuff to do. I don't sit still. I never come home and just relax. I did a few days this week just because I've been sick and stuff, but you know, I always come home and there's always editing, and there's always the website, and there's always this and that. So there's always more to do. Like I said, you didn't see much editing this week because I'm just having a break from it. But as you've seen in my other week in the life vlogs, usually it's go to work for 10 hours, come home, edit for an hour, you know. So anyway. Anyway, I was late to the doctor's this morning. I was in a rush, so Rex is still home. He hasn't left yet. So I'm gonna come home, gonna have some breakfast and a coffee here. I'm gonna go finish this Supra. So, you know, I was meant to have the Supra and the 180 that's there done last week. The 32 that's there is meant to be done this week, and it's Thursday. And I've still got to finish the Supra today, hopefully. Tomorrow, I would like to get the 180 done, but I've got another guy coming from Nananga with an SS to dyno, so he's going to be there. And then I got another guy coming for a roadworthy. So it's going to be probably busy tomorrow as well. I'm going to have to work all weekend, I think, and probably we're just going to have to make noise on the weekend on the dyno. It sucks. I hate doing it with the neighbors and stuff, but situations like this, we're just going to have to. I'm probably going to have to work a few nights over this next week as well to try and get this 32 sorted, because it needs to be sorted before we have to go down for the missus operation at the very least. So, yeah, that 32 turned into a bit more of a job than I thought, but again, it's a bit of a first for us. So, you know, terminated harness, I thought, yeah, we'll rip the old harness out and put the terminated harness in, but I hadn't thought about the fact that the old harness incorporates the wiper motor and the washer bottle and everything in it as well. So I'm actually gonna have to pull the old harness out, pull it out, like strip it down, pull out the washer bottle and the wiper motor and all that sort of stuff out of the old harness, and then reseal it and put it back in, because I can't just pull the whole thing out. So that's going to be a fair bit more work than I anticipated, but stuff like that we just got to cop on the chin, and then we know for next time. But that's all right. But anyway, either way, it's going to have to be some long nights this week to try and get ahead, and working all weekend, and hopefully caught up again by the time I have to go back down to the coast next week for the missus surgery, so that we can fall behind again, but not fall even further behind than we were already behind. So stuff like this, it just feels like we're not catching a break. Anyway, guys, if you got this far, thanks for watching. As I said, I pretty much make these things for myself at this point, but for all of you who are interested enough to actually watch these all the way through, I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone who's been supporting the website as well, and for everyone who does buy merch. It does go a long way. And yeah, let me know what you think about this name change. I feel like it's going to be a good idea still. It's one of those things where it's a big deal. So I'm not going to do it in a hurry. I'm not going to make any rash decisions. I'm really going to sort of sit on this for quite a bit of time before I do it. But I'm definitely thinking that way at the moment. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Smash like, smash subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out. See you. Bye.